know, guys. The second night in a row, well, first night, last night, I expected to possibly come up here and just be in this I don't give a fuck mood. And yes, there's other things going on right now that I'm just in a meh mood about besides, WWE in general. I was just so hoping SmackDown at least, got me just a little bit more excited for Money in the Bank. Because last week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown, it weren't too bad. I was pretty psyched for Money in the Bank after last week. This week, though, no opportunities being earned. Just people are being thrown into through the ladder matches. I don't know. Tonight's SmackDown for me was just average. Wasn't awful. I would rather watch tonight's episode of SmackDown than last night's episode of Raw. Raw was trash. SmackDown was just whatever. There was some stuff I thought was all right, but just an average show. I don't know. I mean, I've just not really been in the best moods lately, and especially with WWE like this week, it's just really just not helped. I just feel burned out, and I don't know. But of course, I'm here live to talk about my live review of SmackDown Live for you guys as well. Please always, follow along in the live chat, need be. And thank you again to my girl Demi Lovato for, mentioning, just illustrating my mood right here, going, I really don't care, because right now I don't really care for Money in the Bank. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Well, for the most part, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Kofi and Owens, and then Rollins and Styles was the last time I really said I look forward to a Universal title match. That should be a really epic match, Money in the Bank. But other than that, nothing else is really, ringing, tickling my peach or whatever you want to say. The ladder matches, I absolutely don't care for at all. I want to see win out of the field we got. I really don't. Because all these people were just thrown in. And the depths of divisions just feel worse, honestly, than they were before the shakeup. Who knows? Maybe we'll get 5 more stars moving next, because every week there still starts moving around all over the place. Can't keep track anymore. But let's talk about SmackDown Live. See what you guys thought. I thought it was just average. It didn't really, amaze me. It wasn't awful. I didn't think it was an awful show, but it's kind of boring. And nothing really happened. Live chat, Kevin's going to win the title of Money in the Bank, he thinks. He thought it was better than Raw. Kofi as champion, he thinks is not good. Why is that, Tyler? I've enjoyed Kofi's run as champion so far, but that's what you think. That's fine. I don't know. We'll talk about it in this show. Of course, let's get to the review. Opening up with Michael Cole, which why is he even on SmackDown? I don't know. Coming out with Kofi, talking about what Kofi did at WrestleMania. And he was asked if he thought he'd even get the title match. Kofi said he's learned that you're going to have highs and lows. You got to fight through the lows and keep pushing. He's so glad he chose to fight through those lows because he's staying here as champion. He's probably next to his brothers Big E and Xavier Woods, because without New Day, none of this would happen. They prove the impossible is possible. And Cole speaks for the entire universe when he calls Kingston win a magical moment, and there are a few superstars ever had a moment of that caliber. And of course, Michael Cole, everything has to say, perhaps the greatest WrestleMania moment ever. You say that about everything, which, yes, it's an excellent moment, but when you say, once again, everything's the greatest WrestleMania moment ever, everything's the greatest thing ever, greatest match ever, greatest idea ever. When you say that, it just runs me to the ground and okay, you say this is the greatest, it's the greatest. I don't care anymore when you say it's the greatest, even though Kofi's moment was an amazing moment to see live in person for sure. But then of course Kofi says he can't believe that he got to share a moment with his family, and how it's right next to some of the greatest moments for his life, such as his kids and his wedding. But then, of course, Cole transition talks about how obviously there's not a target on your back. And last week, Kevin Owens took his shot. We get a recap, of course, when Kevin Owens turned on Kofi Kingston last week, which apparently, again, was not supposed to happen weeks ago until Daniel Bryan got hurt and he needed another person to wrestle Kofi afterwards. So I guess instead of going to the original plan, making Kevin Owens their number 2 babyface on SmackDown, he's now a heel again. Which, all right, but Kofi says a lot of people said that he should have seen it coming, and just kind of blame. Should have happened. New Day don't believe in giving second chances. They wanted the chance to see if Kevin generally wanted to change, and if Owens wanted a title match, all you had to do is ask, which I hate when people say all you had to do was ask. So you can just ask for a title match. Why isn't, I don't know, why isn't, gosh, who is someone else I should be talking about? Why isn't, why am I not out there asking for a title match? All you have to do is ask, hey, Kofi, can I have a title match here? I hate when they say all you have to do is ask, because I keep saying that opportunities need to be earned, but that's just a load of BS now because, again, I just want to take that segment so bad last December that the McMahon said that they're taking over a worthy authority. Take that segment, throw it in the garbage. And yes, those are tissues because I've had my allergies acting up here and there. But he says though, so since Owens did the way he did last week though, and he knows that Owens coming for the title anyways, he says, come on and let's fight Money in the Bank. So it basically says the match is official. Owens came out, accepts the challenge. And mentioned how Kofi gave everyone a WrestleMania moment they never forget. And the W Universe loves moments and whatnot. How doesn't get better what he did, but however, moments end. They're fleeting, and now they saw that moment. They won't admit it, but the fans don't believe that he's actually championship material. And Owens claims he knows that Kofi doesn't believe that either. But while he say that, Xavier Woods comes from behind and attacks Owens. But then Owens super kicks Xavier Woods, and then Kofi starts running down to save Xavier Woods. So I'm like, okay, maybe, of course, Owens try to lay out Kofi also. Nope. Kevin Owens still runs away. Even as a freaking heel, Kevin Owens runs away. He ran away. And to me, why does every single heel have to be a freaking coward? Why couldn't have, because then the show later on, the last segment was going to be some Kevin Owens show, thing with Xavier Woods as his host. Why couldn't, they have, him attack Kofi also, and just be just like, a badass, and then make it more unpredictable that one of the two is going to show up in the main in that closing segment. We'll talk about it shortly. Owens just ran away, like he always does as a heel. That's what every heel has to do. They run away. They run away. They lose non-title matches like Samoa Joe did last night with his freaking hands underneath the ropes. He could have just grabbed it there, and he didn't. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm glad we're getting a match at Money in the Bank. I think it will be a good match, a fresh title, main world title match for sure. But, just the fact that it's, they have to make Owens a freaking coward when they could have just, again, had him, beat down Kofi during this segment and have one of the two of them, either him or Woods show up in that main event segment, surviving the beatdown. Then Owens. Okay, then Owens could have obviously second guessed himself and ran off. This could have been Owens, looking like he was a dominating badass and literally the big threat. Now he looks like a coward. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, so we had that, and then we have backstage. We see Kofi reassuring him that he's got Xavier Woods back, and he should only worry about healing up before he tries to save Kofi again. We didn't have a match I thought wasn't too bad. It was a match I was hoping we'd get for the SmackDown Women's Championship and Money in the Bank, but nope, it's got to be, once again, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, even though, once again, Becky's beaten Charlotte how many times, and, you made Charlotte last week come out looking stupid, basically, just whine, like, I won a title match, I never lost a title. Well, once again, you knew what you were getting yourself into. You've had so many title opportunities, and then same time you had you faced Becky Lynch. How many times have you lost to her? How many times? How many more times are you going to face Becky until we get something else fresh and new? Who the hell knows? I'm so afraid they're going to have Becky drop the title to Charlotte at Money in the Bank, which I feel like she needs to at least get through one pay-per-view retaining both titles. Not to make her winning both titles was like an absolute joke at WrestleMania. It'll just hurt the moment, I feel. So. What was saying? So this match with Becky and Bayley was actually pretty good. Again, I really, so far just really enjoyed, this kind of, she hasn't really turned heel yet, I think, but this kind of little, attitude change that Bayley has had, acting a lot more serious since coming over to SmackDown. Again, I've really been appreciating, and I do like it was announced that she's officially going to be Money in the Bank, which nobody from Raw I want to see win Money in the Bank for either men or women, but I really like to see Bayley. Bayley's one of the two people, her or Ember Moon, I still feel should win Money in the Bank. I just think, they're both like really benefit from it. Again, I'm just really interested in where Bayley's going right now, and she's really been picking up a lot of momentum for sure. Unfortunately, though, she didn't win. She didn't beat Becky, which, look at that. You can have a non-title match, and the champion still wins clean. As Becky got Bayley to tap out. But afterwards, who shows up, miss? Woo! Charlotte and just lays out both Becky and Bayley by constantly going. So once again, we're getting a match of Money in the Bank. I don't care. Becky better retain. And then we have Aleister Black in a dark room talking about fear, saying that it's a powerful, paralyzing tool, and it's in the man's nature to fear what we don't understand. His opponents try to figure him out. By the time they think they've got it, he's got the 3 count, and any hope of conquering that fear has simply left this earth. What happens if they take one look into his eyes and they don't like the abyss that stares back, because it unveils the truth about themselves, and that allows them to fade to black? So again, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Aleister Black is being a heel. I don't know what they're going to do with Aleister Black once he gets back into the ring. Because now he's a single star again, because him and Ricochet are no longer a tag team since they're both on separate brands now. But who knows what's going to go on with them? And I'm very surprised they didn't put him in the Money in the Bank ladder match, because they're just handing out opportunities. Oh, you will be in it. You will be in Money in the Bank. You will be Money in the Bank. Who the hell knows? So then we have this segment, which was all right. The Hardy Boys came out. Jeff walking on a crutch. Jeff explains his injury, saying it's easier to show us, and he runs footage of Lars Sullivan's attack on them recently. Says he's had trouble walking on his own to the point where he needs surgery, and he's going to be out for a long time. And that they basically, say they have to vacate the tag titles, but then they vow that they'll of course be back and be Team Extreme. And of course, again, they're blaming the attack from Lars Sullivan recently as the reason to why Jeff Hardy suffered this leg injury. So, all right, I guess the right way to go. Lars comes out. He goes to try to attack Matt. I was hoping Jeff Hardy would have been saying this was a ruse, and he just wanted to lure out Lars Sullivan when they could just give him a 2-on-1 attack. But instead, he just distracted as R-Truth came out. I guess we're getting an R-Truth and Lars Sullivan feud. Whatever. My thing though now about this is, now that the Hardys are no longer tag champions, who the hell's going to be tag champions now on SmackDown? The B team? Haha, no way. Nakamura and Rusev? Haha, no way. Who's even left? Big E's out, so Xavier Woods is. I don't know if they'll try to have Xavier Woods and Kofi run for the tag titles. I don't know. Who's left? Who is left? Everybody went over to Raw. They didn't bring, the Undisputed Era up. Didn't move the Revival over to SmackDown, which apparently I heard they got a little extension added to their contract because they're in injuries. I don't know. They're extending contracts. I'll punish them. You have to stay. Dear Lord, they're just making me sick. But yeah, who's gonna win? Who's gonna have the tag titles now? At this point, don't even bother crowning any tag champions on SmackDown. There's no teams. There is no teams on SmackDown. We're gonna do start forming teams. Oh, Finn Balor and Ali, which will be a permanent tag team. We'll call them the High Flyers or whatnot. We'll have I don't know who the hell. They're going to come up with some other random tag team. Again, they threw Nakamura and Rusev together. Why? I don't know. They were fighting 2 days earlier. All of a sudden, they're a tag team. Makes no sense still to me. Gallows and Anderson went over to Raw. No, only team that's come over is B Team. That's it. B Team. B Team. No. Talk about them shortly, of course. Speaking of pointless tag team matches, well, first, before we get there, actually, we were then announced the the four men's participants for this from SmackDown participating in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which will be Mustafa Ali, Finn Balor, Andrade Cien Almas, and Randy Orton. So yeah, having Finn Balor, Andrade, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, some high flyers in there will be good. I mean, I do feel Randy Orton could at least be a good foil to mix it in with them. And of course, we have Drew McIntyre, which okay, Baron Corbin, why, and Braun Strowman. I don't understand why he's even in this match. Again, my early pick prediction to win Money in the Bank from like last year, week before, was Sami Zayn, but not happening now. Sami's just going to sit in the ring, talk about how we're toxic, and he's not going to go anywhere. Like, honestly, out of those 8, who do you want to win? Like, I don't think Ricochet, Ali are ready yet. Finn Balor, he's their Intercontinental champion, though, so I'm not sure what they would do with him, both with the title and the briefcase. Orton doesn't need it. Corbin doesn't need it. Strowman doesn't need it. Strowman being in this match feels like a waste. And then McIntyre, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd be okay with McIntyre winning it, but I really don't think he needs it. The only one that I'd say, like, out of those 8, the one that I think out of all of them that I would like to see have the briefcase, honestly, is Andrade. I think Almas, could get that briefcase, go on like a good, run to like beginning of 2020 with that briefcase until he cashes in. Hopefully, successfully cashes it in. Of all the 8 I think he'd be the one who could benefit the most. Right now, if I had to pick one of those 8, it'd be him to win at the briefcase. So we'll see who knows where they're going to go. Who they're going to go with, though. I still thought it should have been Sami Zayn, but now I'm saying Andrade. Give it to Andrade. He needs the briefcase. So now back to pointless tag matches. We had Asuka and Kairi Sane taking on 2 jobbers. It was basically showing off, hey, guys, guess what? We're going to be throwing you these tag titles soon because we're the only other people in this division that exist and that wants to fight for these pointless women's tag titles. So they squashed them. We're tag team champions, and they kept screaming on the sideline. Backstage, we see Mandy and Sonya. Yeah, even Mandy Rose's hotness couldn't even, what's the word I'm looking for here? Perk me up. Mandy says, Sonya says that apparently they were told that one of them is going to be in Money in the Bank. Mandy says it should be Sonya because she's way more skilled than Sonya, but Sonya's like, she sees what she's trying to do. But she thinks that, she's trying to make her, feel bad for her to get her in. But she's like, but I do feel you should be in this match because you almost won the title earlier this year, so you need to finish the job. And they hug it out. So Mandy Rose is the second SmackDown women's entrant to be in Money in the Bank. They could give it to her. I mean, I'm always worried about how hot Mandy Rose is, but still don't really dig her winning it, honestly. I don't know what it would really do for her. I still think, again, it should either be Bayley or Ember Moon. 1 or 2, I think could really benefit from it, but who knows? Then we get this. So Roman Reigns comes out. We get a recap of what's happened his first few weeks on SmackDown. They're calling it the Superman Punch heard around the world. He says that you only get one shot making a first impression. He figured he'd do it by knocking out the boss on his first night on SmackDown. It wasn't the plan to knock him out. It didn't have to be Vince, but he wanted to get the point across that, that he's still the big died. Wow, that'd be terrible. The big dog, and now SmackDown is his yard. Out comes Shane O'Mac, who once again is clear that he's involved in 2 separate feuds right now, Miz and Roman. Shane comes out and, of course, tells Greg Hamilton to give him a low-key introduction before he said he wanted to remind Roman that this may be his yard, but McMahon owns the land. And Roman's like, no, your father owns the land. And when they were in the ring together, Roman was on his feet and Vince is on his back. But Shane's like, but we all know what happened last week. You were face down last week. But Roman says, well, you had Elias's help. So why don't you try to come there and do that on your own? So Shane's like, I love to slap you around, but I don't have the time because I've got to fly to Michigan to see a coach that the crowd doesn't like because, it's Ohio State and Michigan State rivals, like very much, and working to get into shape for his steel cage match against The Miz. But if Roman wants to fight, there are a ton of guys in the back looking for a fight. And in fact, he'll send 2 of them out now. I'm like, oh, God. So this tag team division has absolutely nobody in it. And you're going to just have them randomly just job the Roman Reigns. And who was it? B team, go, go, go. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a laughing stock. So we have the match. First off, and then of course, Shane says that the B team also want to make a good impression. So Roman will be wrestling them in the handicap match. But then Roman's like, haha, fine. What's next? A blindfold, a hand behind his back? He's like, you can do whatever you want. But Shane's like, actually, I'm going to make a special guest referee enforcer, which is, of course, the man that Roman's fighting at Money in the Bank, Elias. We have the match, 2-on-1 handicap match. It's technically 3-on-1 because Elias tried to get involved. And, of course, Roman Reigns overcame them and beat the B team. You really thought the B team was going to beat Roman Reigns. They tried to convince us that one time when Axel hit that, that perfect suplex where he calls it taken after his father, but Roman, of course, kicked out of that. But yep, tag team division's a joke on SmackDown. And again, after it was so good for 2 years, now it's a complete joking. There's no freaking teams left, and now all you have to do is best give the job out to Roman Reigns. So that's that. And of course, the match kind of went on pretty long for just a 2-on-1 handicap match involving 2 jobbers and Roman. So I did not care. Then we see Randy Orton. Well, first we get another recap of last night's episode of Firefly Funhouse, which I just still think is too childish for Bray. I don't know. And then Randy Orton gets a picture-in-picture promo during the entrances of the main event match, saying that there's nothing more lethal than the combination of Money in the Bank and the letters RKO. But once again, Randy, I'm sorry, man, but you don't need it. You do not need Money in the Bank right now. Zelina Vega, of course, has a promo with her and Andrade, putting him over and passing the mic, and he says he's no respect for Balor or Ali, but he says, but Randy's a 12-time world champion, so he wants to learn something. Tag him in and he'll teach him something, basically. So, we have a match with Andrade and Randy taking on Finn and Ali. I thought it was a decent match, some back and forth action, some high flying in there, but then we have I remember we had like a double suicide dive attempts from Ali and Balor, and then of course it looked like Zelina was pulling off her typical heel tactics again. It made me feel of NXT Andrade, but then towards the end of the match, I guess they tricked Andrade up, and eventually they hit the double coverage finisher of a coup de grace, and then they the 450, or it's not a 450 splash. I don't know why Ali's not using the 054. He's using the 450. But then out of nowhere, after the match ended, after Almas was pinned by Ali, Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere on Balor. But then Ali knocks the Viper out of the ring with a pair of kicks and stands tall. Backstage, we're the last 2 women who were going to be in the Money ladder match revealed. Ember Moon, who said she's going to climb the ladder and win, but then Carmel rolls up and says not so fast, and how she's going to win it for a 3rd time, no matter what it takes to win. So I don't know if we're going to turn Carmella heel again. By the way, she was talking and whatnot, and she's going to be a 3-time women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder, even though she's only technically been once, because I still feel them redoing the match like they did 2 years ago I thought was stupid still. And so of course we Corey Graves, we did this recap again, who's on the women's ladder match. Of course, Corey Graves freaks out. Oh my gosh, Mandy Rose, and they're back out. Of course, she's mine. You were playing around with Carmella, and now it's my turn. Okay, just kidding. I wouldn't play around with Mandy Rose because I'm not the type of guy, but still, who cares? I wouldn't have a chance for Mandy Rose anyways. But anyways, so we get our main event segment. The Kevin Owens show with his special guest, Xavier Woods. But he addresses that, there's no big fancy set like we were used to having recently, but because that's all pageantry crap, and the New Day would do all this. he doesn't need this because this is his show and this is an actual show. So he says earlier he was saying the truth, and Kofi is way over his head. He's going to help him, though, because at Money in the Bank, he's going to relieve Kofi of his burden, and he's positive he's going to win the title. But enough about Kofi. He had a great idea earlier tonight for his guest to have Xavier Woods on the show, but he doesn't know if he's still willing or able to come out and talk. But, of course, Xavier doesn't come out, so Kevin's like, that's okay, I pull out a plan B. He pulls out Xavier Woods action figure. One of the many, many pieces of crappy merchandise New Day has been selling for years. He puts him on a chair and says doesn't look as happy as he usually does, and he says he's lonely. Well, good news, he also brought a Big E action figure. And also put some, like, I don't know, like, gauze wrap or something like that around the leg on the action figure to emphasize the Big E's, knee injury. Owen says the figures are useless pieces of trash. So he throws the chair over, and he knows exactly what's in their hearts and on their minds anyway. But then the crowd starts cheering. Kofi staying at the entrance, no music or anything. He just stares him down, takes off his shirt, and just runs down, and him and Owens start brawling with punches and whatnot. And they brawl outside the ring, and then Owens though bailed by poking Kofi in the eyes and then running out of the stance. And Kofi stands into the ring, just calling out Owens to come back, but he stays out of the crowd. So he went up the air. Again, my thing was, this would have been perfect, I felt, if Owens would have beaten down Kofi, given that doubt that both Kofi and Xavier could show up during this main event segment. But instead, it's like, okay, you made him look like a coward twice. Like, the second time would have been okay because, it would be like, I got Kofi, but it's firing back, basically, and he's got you. But, every heel WWE has to be a coward now. That's all there is, and no one can be dominating badasses. But that are my thoughts on SmackDown tonight, guys. I gave it a C. Average. The matches were decent. Nothing really, got me that excited about this show. I'll check the live chat in a second. Check the polls. 11 votes were great. Would you give SmackDown this week? 9% said A, 18% said B, 27% said C, and 48% said D or lower. What shows you enjoy more, Raw or SmackDown? 6 votes, 33% said Raw, 67% said SmackDown. Again, I give SmackDown a C, and I thought SmackDown was definitely better than Raw, but both shows weren't that great this week. They didn't really, get me anything more excited for Money in the Bank. Let me see what we got here in the live chat. Kevin is going to get fed to Roman at SummerSlam. I'd rather have it be Owens get fed to the Roman than Jinder, honestly. Today's heels are bitches. Good to see the B team on SmackDown. What's up, Elite Squad? Bayley doesn't need Sasha. She's better like that. That's true. She's done good so far. Becky had too many title matches than Charlotte. I thought Charlotte had more, in my opinion. But, yeah, I don't know why Randy's in Money in the Bank. What's up, Tia Couponer? I'm mad, but SmackDown was just average tonight. My friend didn't really miss too much, honestly. The tag team division is dead, especially now it's not dead on SmackDown. There's, Raw had all the crappy teams for a year. SmackDown has like nobody. Mickie James should have been in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I would have rather had her than, Carmella, okay, but I don't know. I would have rather had, Mickie James in there over, like, who would have I not had in there? I don't know. Maybe not Mandy. I don't know. Like, Bayley and Ember, yes. If I had my choice, get Dana Brooke out of there. Miss, I look way too happy standing in that Money in the Bank graphic, Miss. I am not going to be in the back of the line anymore. I will become champion someday. I will be a success. Freaking robotic promos. I agree. Mickey should have been Money in the Bank. Tyler wants it to be Drew. This Kevin and Kobe feud is the worst so far. I think it's one of the better things, in my opinion, right now. Best you think, man, that's fine. What's up, Lauren? Saying she gives SmackDown C+. She's enjoying the Kofi and Owens feud, but it could be built up much better. Who are the 5 participants in the Money in the Bank ladder matches? Again, for men, the 8 men are in the Money in the Bank ladder match. On Raw, it's Ricochet, Strowman, McIntyre, and Corbin. On SmackDown, it's Balor, Ali, Andrade, and Randy. For women, on Raw, Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss. It's me. You could have guessed that, whenever Alexis got all dramatic last night. And then for SmackDown, it's Bayley, Ember, Carmella, and Mandy Rose. Those are the 8 participants in Money in the Bank. Again, right now, I'd say the best out of the 8, Andrade should win it, and then either Bayley or Ember Moon, I'd say. No worries. SmackDown was better as always, for sure. Why can't Mickey be Money in the Bank? I have no idea. Andrade's in Money in the Bank. Orton's in Money in the Bank. They were there. They had a tag match. Hope Mickey attacks Carmella in Money in the Bank. Would be interesting. Get herself started. I don't know why Cole was on SmackDown. Liv has been on SmackDown. I don't know what's going on. Bayley is slowly, getting a character change. Mickey is in a Twitter feud with Bayley. Interesting. Elias versus Roman may be the worst feud right now. Who knows? B.A. Givett. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tyler. Miz should be in Money in the Bank. I guess. Who knows? Do you think a SmackDown star will win both Money in the Bank? At this point, yes, because I want Andrade and either Bayley or Ember Moon to win it. So for Raw, it's who in SmackDown for who I might make again. So for Raw, for the men on Raw, I thought someone was behind me and moved. On Raw, it's Ricochet, Strowman, McIntyre, and Corbin. SmackDown, Andrade, Finn, Ali, and Randy. Those are the 8 for men, and the 8 for women are Dana Brooke, Natalya, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Bayley, Ember, Carmella, and Mandy. Those are the participants. Don't get the like button for sure. Has Kyrie and Asuka anything? Just had tag matches so far. Tyler gave it a B. Okay. If you're a champion, you can still be in Money in the Bank. And hope Roman doesn't get a title again so soon. Roman's not going to get the title till fall. That's what I'm going to say. If they wait till fall, fine. Whatever. I know he's going to get the title back. I'm not going to bitch about it. But, just tell a compelling story. But who knows? That's so much to ask for these days. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to check out, guys. I'm just in a flat mood. And this past 2 shows has really got me in a flat mood. So I'm going to give SmackDown a C. Thank you guys for joining me live. I might be up live here in about an hour or so to do my 205 live review tomorrow. NXT UK and NXT review, probably either Thursday or Friday. I'll do, probably more likely Thursday night. I'll do my top 10 rivals, best and worst suggestion from Tyler in the live chat. I will do that on Thursday. And Friday we'll be able to do things. I'm going out with some friends. So yeah, guys, sorry again. I'm just not feeling it right now. Money in the Bank, I'm not that excited for. It's just feel like shit. But guys, what are your thoughts on SmackDown Live? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to slap a like on my video, subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. And make sure also, if you want to remember a great WrestleMania experience or a great wrestling moment, or if you want hear about good wrestling, go back and watch my WrestleMania experience documentary for sure, and enjoy the 25 minutes. A lot more better than 3 hours of Raw that we get every week. But that's it, guys. Check it out. Have a great night. If you're up and want to talk about 205 Live in a little bit, I'll be up here then. But until then, guys, peace out, everybody.